right, so we're going to get my materials for Gen Chem I this fall. Gen 4 just asked me if I've been on top of my studying.
Yeah.
I have not.
Oh, no.
But that's okay. Because I have been studying. I studied last night. I did study last night.
Okay.
I studied unit conversions, which were actually...
That's the first.
They were actually easy. They were actually light. They were actually light.
Yeah,
They were light.
My name is Gen Chem I. I'm a rising senior at NYU. My major is biochemistry. And I will be giving Chris his Gen Chem pre-assessment today.
Like what?
Good luck, Chris.
All
You
right.
got this. I believe in you. I want to believe in you.
All right. I like that you got a title on here. You didn't put no title on it. 3-course assessment. Then we're getting 3 things. Retrieval journal. What am I getting again for? Retrieval journal?
Retrieval journal, periodic table, calculator.
Okay.
Do you know what kind of calculator you're getting,
I
Chris?
gotta get a scientific calculator.
Exactly.
A scientific calculator. That's $7. Dang, how is this $6? Oh, it's a planner.
It's a planner?
Planner. I just need a journal. They don't got no journal in there?
They should have.
Oh, there we go, right over there. See, you're supposed to know how to do this. Oh, there we go. Right
Me, Chris, this bookstore is too expensive for me. It's above my pay grade.
Oh, wait, where did you get your stuff at? Why are we in here?
Y'all don't pay me enough to be in the
wanna be-
bookstore. No, not y'all, but
Moleskin is crazy.
I have a tablet. You know, everybody has an iPad these days, and that's really how the kids.
Oh, so I shouldn't get a notebook? Well,
Do you have an iPad?
Yeah.
You should just use your iPad.
Well, they want me to fail. They want me to fail. See?
This is not.
Is this gonna help?
They're not.
Okay, let me use this one right here. That's $13.
Yeah.
$13. See? So we got my notebook. We got my calculator.
Now we need to find a periodic table.
Okay.
You could have a notebook, like a physical notebook. I just think the iPad's easier because you have everything in one place. Like you don't, but
Okay.
it's not that deep. There's no difference really.
I do have a Notion.
You have so you
So I
see,
can use my Notion.
yeah.
Do you have a periodic table?
Is there a bar chart looking for a periodic table?
All right, so we got my materials.
I'm looking real studious right now, Chris.
I'm looking good. I need to get me an iPad. I mean, you got to use my iPad. I need a pen for the iPad because you got a pen for your iPad.
Yeah.
I don't got a pen for my iPad.
But you know what?
I could use like one of those pencils with the little touchpad at the end, can't I?
I think so.
Watch your stuff. Okay. All right. So let's go buy this and then print off
Print off a periodic table for you,
and then we'll take my assessment.
and then you'll take your assessment. Yeah, I'm gonna take a gap year.
Yeah.
Apply to MD PhD programs.
Right.
And so the goal is to go to med school or like get my MD PhD.
Yep.
And be a doctor, like practice as a doctor, surgeon.
Right.
For like maybe 2 decades or something like that.
See why you throw 2 decades?
And then after that, I want to have a lab where a lab for drug research
Right.
and development.
So what my question was going to be after that is, I want to know when did that come to you? Like that's what you wanted to do? Like when was that? Like, oh, this is the plan. Because I talk to a lot of students and they're like, oh, I don't know what I want to do. I know I want to do this, but like, when did you have that?
I think like coming into college, I was always pre-med. I always wanted to go to med school.
Yeah.
But the PhD part, I've been doing research for over a year now, and that
Right.
I really love research.
Right.
It's something that gives me joy. Like I love the process of having a question that you're asking and
Yes.
going about like trying to figure out, okay, how can I solve this problem or how can I answer this question?
Right.
And yeah, so I think it's just something I really want to do. And taking biochem too also. The whole class was like cancer drugs, and I just really
that's what
love the thought process behind it.
Right.
And that people are trying to solve all these health issues that we have, that people are making like an actual valiant effort. And I want to contribute to that someday.
Nice.
So that's how
Nice.
I came to that
No,
conclusion.
I had to get that. It's all right. I'm getting A on this. Don't
getting an A
you
on this.
say?
Hey, I'm expecting an A.
I was on Khan Academy. Y'all gonna be upset. I was on Khan Academy last
This is
night.
gonna be great.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
Pedagogically, what's the point of a pre-assessment?
To show how bad I am at chemistry now, so that I can show that I'm truly poor. Because when people watch, they'll be like, "Oh, he might have been good at chemistry anyway." But no, it's not the case. Oh, okay.
Yeah, if you needed a formula, I gave it to you.
Oh, damn.
Use
Okay.
a pen. Are you sure you want to use a pen?
Let me use a pencil. Can you got a pencil?
Yeah.
Can I begin?
Yeah.
Okay, so now no one can answer any of my questions.
Yes.
How am I supposed to know what butane is?
Did I?
Am I supposed to know butane?
You like.
Gen 4 gave me my pretest. It took me about an hour 20, hour and a half to complete. I thought I could complete it in one sitting. I was wrong. I had to take it back home and finish here at home. I thought there were questions that I had right, but even in my review, I had them wrong. We're gonna do a question by question breakdown so you can see what was asked, what was on the pretest, and I'll kind of give you my thoughts behind where I'm at and what's the next steps. So like y'all heard me say when I first took the assessment, a student had asked me, what's the point of taking a pre-assessment, right? And I was being funny with, the reason why, but it is really to show you how bad I am at chemistry, to show you that I'm not really skilled at chemistry. It's not the thing, it's not my strong suit. Just because I've aged, become smarter, I feel more in control of my learning now than I ever have been. That means nothing in terms of what I'm coming into chemistry with. There are gonna be high school students who are coming into college who have more background in chemistry or are stronger with the material than I am. So this assessment is it's showing that. So that when I do apply the learning strategies, and I really feel strongly about it. I think I'm gonna get an A in the class, but I mean, the grade doesn't matter, but I mean, kind of does. I think I'm gonna get an A in the class. You could see, tangibly how far I've come. So let's do it. Because I was not able to meet with Gen 4 the day after, I'm still gonna meet with Gen 4 in a couple days. It's when I can catch her. So to help me find the answer to these questions, I used ChatGPT. A lot of students are using ChatGPT, high schoolers, college students, grad students. I will show you how to use ChatGPT to benefit you, to reinforce your learning, to strengthen your learning. But one thing, at least right now, that I always keep in mind when I'm running these, especially when I'm running these questions through ChatGPT to check if they're correct, and I did experience this already, is I always expect ChatGPT for the first iteration, the first response to my prompt to be incorrect. I always expect it to be incorrect. And I think that's good practice because it requires you to not take the response that ChatGPT gives you at face value. It requires you to, okay, you get the response and now you have to evaluate it, reckon with it, right? So that's what I did and that's what we'll do together. Let's look at the first question that was on the pretest. So in this question, it's multiplication. I have to convert years into seconds, which I felt like was pretty simple. So what did I do? I multiplied 79.09 years by 365 days, multiplied that by 24 hours, multiplied that by 60 minutes, and then multiplied that by 60 seconds to kind of cancel out the units, where I was left with what the answer was. And I came up with 24.94 to times 10 to the 8th power, keeping sig figs in mind, because I thought there would be 4 sig figs. So let's see if I was correct. Running this through ChatGPT, and it got the same answer that I got in terms of the number. But what I didn't do correctly, which I kicked myself after, is I didn't do the correct sig figs, or I didn't write the scientific notation. I did the sig figs correctly, but I didn't write the number in the correct scientific notation. The thing that I need to keep in mind, and the thing that a lot of students struggle with, is attention to detail. You know, in classes where you have to show your work. I know you have to show your work on the exams. And when you have the anxiety of the exam, when you have the pressure, when you're in that space, the timing, your foundations begin to crumble, and you start to drop things, you start to lose the details. And that's how you lose points. That's how you go from an A- to a B+. That's how you go from a B to a C to a D, just from little mistakes like that. So that's one thing going into this class I need to keep in mind. How can I make sure that my study practice is as intense as an exam? My retrieval practice is as intense as an exam. So I got the first one wrong. I was really confident. I really thought I got that one right. I got that one wrong. Second question. My process was I first converted milliliters into liters. I just multiplied by 1,000 to get liters. So I had 889 grams per liter. And after I converted from milliliters to liters, I had no idea what to do, because I completely forgot, as I was doing this pretest, what the formula is for calculating volume. And now, after I reviewed, I know that volume, if I want to calculate the volume, I have to do mass divided by density. So what's the answer? I ran it through ChatGPT, right? Put the answer through ChatGPT. It showed me the density formula, where I already knew I got this question wrong, but I just wanted to see what happened. So I was correct to convert milliliters to liters, but that was pretty much the only thing I was correct on. And you could see the work that was supposed to happen. I'm actually not sure if ChatGPT got this one right, so I'm gonna confirm with either Gen IV or a tutor in the Learning Center at NYU. Whenever you're doing a practice problem and you're not sure if you're getting the answer right or wrong, or if you just want to confirm, or if you're running it through an AI system, you want to get a second pair of eyes on it, or a third pair of eyes on it. That could be a friend who's in the class. That could be office hours. That could be a learning assistant, or that's what we call them at NYU, but it could be a tutor, to just see if, is the thinking right? And for me, because I know attention to detail and accuracy is going to be such an issue for me, and something that I want to be prepared for and thinking about at all times, I want to make sure when I'm considering sig figs, because it's still a very hazy concept for me, am I getting this stuff right? So those are the first 2 questions of this. I had the tools to figure this out. I had the tools to make a good attempt at those. Even the second one that I really kind of gave a half-baked attempt. I could have put it together. And now that I see it, I had ChatGPT make me a very similar problem with different numbers, and I made a flashcard out of it, and I put it in my flashcard deck. So I'm going to try to give that a shot tomorrow. And I'm going to continue to do that as we work our way up to the semester. So that was the second. So I got both of them wrong. Right now I'm 0 for 2. Third, I don't even remember, I don't know what an isotope is. I don't know what abundance is. I don't know what the U next to the atomic mass, what it means. Now doing this problem was not helpful for me. It's helpful for you all, because you all can see how, oh my gosh, this dude doesn't know what an isotope is and he's about to take Gen Chem I. It's good for you all, so you all benefit from seeing that, because when I get to the end of the course, you'll be like, wow, hopefully he was able to do that well, and he didn't even know what an isotope was or how to calculate this, right? But for me, even attempting this problem is not beneficial, because I have not even reviewed or learned these what these mean. So again, generating a response doesn't really help. I'm saying this for the people who like to get 2 and 3 and 4 chapters ahead and think that's benefiting them. If you don't have the tools to make a responsible attempt at the answer, then there's not really a point of doing it. That answer was incorrect. The professor of the General Chemistry 1 course, I've said this in other videos, I'll say it again. He was adamant. I asked him verbatim as I told him that I was doing this project. I asked him, I said, Professor Halpin, what am I required to know coming into this General Chemistry 1 course? I want to make sure that, I want to be on the level where I can at least have a chance at succeeding. Should I be studying my chemistry? I already knew I had to study the math. What chemistry do I need to know? He told me, Professor Halpin told me, I do not need to know any chemistry coming into this course. He is going to teach me the chemistry. He's going to start from the beginning and he's going to teach me the chemistry. So I'm coming in without knowing what an isotope is because I don't think I need to know what an isotope is. I'm going to learn that in the class. And then it's going to be on me. I'm going to receive that knowledge in the class and then it's going to be on me to learn the material. So he was adamant though, I do need to come in with the foundational math, pre-algebra, unit conversions, decimal points, exponentials, sig figs. I should know some of that stuff. I should have a good sturdy foundation. 0 for 3. Okay, so that was incorrect. I didn't know how to calculate the electrons. I didn't know why there were numbers on top to the left and right, the -3, the +2. I generated a response. I put 33. So I got all the protons right, but with the electrons, I subtracted. I skipped them. So I got those wrong. Let's just mark them down now. I got those wrong. And then the next question, number 3, writing down the molecular formula, type of compound, the name, stuff that I'm supposed to memorize. All of that was wrong. Because I didn't know. I don't even know the types of compounds. I don't know molecular formulas. So right now, I have 0 answers correct. Let's move to the next. I did all the work correctly. So this goes back to what I got wrong in the first one, how I got the first answer wrong. I did all the work correctly. I took the mass of carbon, I multiplied it by 3. I took the mass of hydrogen, multiplied it by 6. I took the mass of oxygen, I calculated, I added them all together. I'm just looking at my work. I added them all together, and then I calculated the percent, which is just divide the mass of one thing by the total, and then multiply by 100. And I got 62%, 10%, and 28%. Yes. ChatGPT tells me that this is the incorrect answer. What I put on the screen, what my answer was, because I didn't get the correct sig figs. Because I haven't spoken to Gen 4, I'm gonna bring this to Gen 4 and see if that is correct. Because when I'm calculating the percent, I don't see a number in the question. So I don't fully understand sig figs. So I just need to go and review with a tutor to make sure that I know how to approach sig figs in this problem. So I'm gonna give myself this one as, I'm gonna write this down as the right answer because I'm not completely sure that it's wrong. Part 2 of that problem is up on the screen now. Yes, I definitely got this wrong, 100%. I really thought I got this right though. What I did was kind of bootleg. I don't know what I did. Is once I saw ChatGPT do the work on the screen, I remember this. I want to make sure I'm being transparent. I remember this from probably college. I'm definitely gonna have to continue working through this and, you know, generate some new problems so I can test myself on it and review it. I actually need to do a deep review of it, and then I can test myself. But I remember this. This is familiar. So that was incorrect. Oh, incorrect. Boom. Balance the following chemical equation. That was number 5. Number 6, limiting reactant. Number 7, pressure. Steel tank, electronic configuration. I got all of these wrong. Got them all wrong. No point in even going over it because I could not even generate a response. I sat here and I looked at it a long time. I spent a lot of the pretest just staring, doing bad math. And then I realized that it's not helpful for me to do that. What's helpful is that you know that of all of these, I got absolutely nothing right. I'm gonna do the same exact pretest. I'm not gonna look, I don't wanna continue looking at this test because I don't wanna remember these answers. I'm gonna do this again in December and we'll see how I do. But my takeaway, my major takeaway is that attention to detail is going to be incredibly important for me. That's my pretest. Didn't do great. My next steps, class begins about a month from now when I'm recording this. So deep review coupled with intense retrieval. John Halpin, Professor Halpin told me that I don't need to come in with any chemistry. I'm gonna do these problems still just to engage with the material, but I'm gonna focus more on the unit conversions, the stoichiometry. My work is cut out. My work is cut out. I'll have a lot of ChatGPT content on this channel, probably when the class starts. I think it'll be more meaningful. I'll have more meaningful things to say about ChatGPT when the class begins. But my ethos is always going to be the same. Any resource I use, I want it to challenge me to put in effort. I want it to make me uncomfortable. I want it to make me work harder, right? So I want the friction. I don't want frictionless, I want the friction. So that's all I got. And more back to school stuff in the next video. We're gonna talk, I mentioned desirable difficulties already. I have a couple of shorts on study strategies. We're gonna do a deep dive into these study strategies that you all need to know before going back to school in the next video. So stay tuned to that. Peace.
Make sure to like, subscribe to Chris and Cannon channel.